SimCity 2000 is 30 years old this year. How crazy is that? The game is even older than me and is over halfway to a midlife crisis. That being said, how does the game hold up today? Is it worth giving a shot for new people? Or will it remain lost to the nostalgia trips, hitting people every once in a while? I have planned to make a video on this game for a while, but in my headache of trying to find the Windows 95 version, LGR beat me to it with his amazing retrospective on this game. And even worse, I had to give up on finding the Windows 95 version. It was marginally more expensive for me to buy that than the DOS version that is on EA Play. However, if you do want great insight on the game and the history of the game, I highly recommend that you go check out LGR's retrospective afterwards. I promise you, you won't be disappointed. I am playing the EA Play version of the game, the DOS box emulation, with the lovely black borders that will not hold me back from experiencing an era of gaming that I did not get to experience because of my birth year. Join me as we explore one of the 90s most successful city building games, SimCity 2000. Alright, we have to start a new city in this game to get going, and it will generate something for us, and I don't know if we're able to change that in any way, shape, or form. We have to give the city a name. The city will just be called Victiusville, and it's because I'm really not that creative when it comes to names in city building games, even though it's a big part of the game actually. But let's go with the 1950s. Groundwork laid for Victiusville. Great. Let's see what kind of areas we have to work with. I don't know if we can change the terrain, if we're able to kind of like maybe lower some of the mountains just a bit, but I think we have a nice flat area here with a lot of water, so maybe we should begin in that spot. So if we go ahead and pull out a road up here and then sort of pull it down and have this down here be the city and have some industry up here. I think we should go ahead. We're on llama speed. Let's go down to turtle speed so it doesn't go too fast. And then we have to hold down on the buttons here to choose what we want. So if we want the power lines or the power plants, and of course we want the power plants. We're in the 50s, so we have some different things to choose from. If we started in the 1900s only, we would not have the gas power plant. So the gas is cheaper, but also puts out less megawatts. I think we'll just go with the coal power plants. And we cannot place on the end here. If we place on the end, we get a message telling us, sorry, you're not allowed to place on the end of the map. So we'll just have to go in a spot. That's fine. And I think as far as the industry area, that will be up here some way or another. So let's go ahead and zone in some light industry to begin with. I don't think I want the dense ones to start off with. For the city itself, let's just start right here. Let's count out to 6. Oh, that fits perfectly. Right, there we are. And let's zone that with residential right here and some commercial right here. And we need some water as well, so let's go ahead and put down a water pump. That should be good. Of course it needs some power, so we have to draw the power lines across some way or another. Follow the road sort of. So if we follow the road down to about here, let's actually just go down to there. We can cross the road here, put some power to the water for people to move in. And I battled with this for about 30 minutes, and I'm not proud of admitting it, but it was different, and I thought it worked in different ways. But to pull the power to the zones, we have to pull it over the roads. There's just no way around it. People did not move in. I sat around for 25 minutes with nothing happening, and I was just about to quit, honestly. And now let's draw some water. Let's just encircle it like that. And I think everything is sort of running now. What if we put the speed up to cheetah speed? I think something should start to zone in by now. And things are starting to zone, but one thing I forgot to do is to connect it up to the neighbors. You know what? Let's make the connection. It's $1,000 to make the connection, but let's just do it. So connecting up to Kington, that is populated by almost 2,000 people. And people are starting to move here now. Got a single house and some businesses building up. Oh, there we go. Look at the city. It's built up. How many people do we have living here? 800 people are living here. I think now that people are here, I'll move down the speed to turtle speed so I can actually build without being interrupted by that pop-up all the time. I can't go 6 deep with all of it because of the terrain, but it should be just fine. We have mostly residential demand. So let's just build out some more zones for residential, really. So it is going a little bit against the 6 tiles deep, but we have to work around the terrain. That's the thing. I'm moving it around with the arrow keys. I have to remember I need to use this one. This one is so much more useful. You can just click around and then you'll jump to the spaces. Let's get some more light industrial as well, and of course we need to pull out some water pipes. It's a bit hard seeing the water pipes, but I think we can disable the roads, but I want them to follow the roads, and that is where the trickiness begins. Houses are being abandoned because no water is really going out. So why is there no water coming to these pipes down here? Do we need more pumps? Is that why? So if I just build a fleet of pumps, that sends water enough around. Nice. Oh, it's going way too fast. Let's go back down to turtle speed. Buildings are abandoned. Is that due to the job situation? But then again, nobody is building here. Let's try and put a school for people. See that if that changes people's minds of moving to the city. Oh yeah, now I see the problem. I forgot to put the power lines across the roads. So that should change it. Now we should start hopefully to see buildings being built here and there. A year is going by so fast in this game. I can't even keep up. We have to make sure that we don't use up all of our money because we have to switch out this power plant at some point. If you look at the power plant here, you can see that it has a maximum age of 50 years. So we need to make sure that we have enough money for that when we get to that point. Do we have a neighbor city over on this side? What city do we have over there? We have, is it called Rimmer? It'll cost us 1,000, but it's okay, I guess. Certainly making money, so that's a good thing. We can turn up the taxes a little bit for next year. People will be, well, not too happy about that, but not really my problem. We need to fund the city. Oh, we can read the little stories. Victius will dump shootout. 7 were killed and 5 injured when 8 gangs opened fire on each other near the Victius will dump. Do we even have a dump? I don't even think we have a dump, but maybe we should look into getting a police station. We have to come up with a new power plant very soon, so maybe we should look into what the options are. We got nuclear, we got gas, we got oil, and we got coal power plants. So the coal power plant is $4,000. Do we need water up at the school? I think we do need water at the school. And then the whole new area here, we need to circle that with pipes as well. I don't know if I need this many pipes. I really just want to make sure that people are actually getting the water that they need. Okay, there we are. I have to be honest, coming to this game from the modern city building games is more difficult than I would actually have thought. And I mean, it's hard to explain, but somehow I feel like Cities Skylines is easier than this game. Let's go ahead and place down some high density buildings down here. How are we coming with the power plant up here? We have 12 years and then we need a new one. We're not really sending enough water down there, so I might need to place in more water pumps. But luckily we have a whole lake that we can draw some water from. There we are. That should give enough water for the city. At least, hopefully, some of it. Not really down there, though. I don't know how many water pumps you need. That's the thing. I mean, we only have 2,500 people, but it seems so overkill to have... How many water pumps do we have? We have 5 over there. And then we have 11 here, so that's 16 water pumps. There needs to be something that I'm not doing right. And I think we are at a point now where we need to focus a bit on police stations, fire stations, and probably a hospital. Citizens demand police. That's fine. We'll give them police. Fire protection demanded. Okay. So let's go ahead and give them some fire protection as well. So next year, we are probably not going to make a lot of money if we don't get more people here, and that is starting to be bad because we have 9 years left on the power plant's lifespan. So I'm thinking the next power plant should be about right here next to the other one. I don't know if I can I just pay for renovating this one, or do I have to delete it? I cannot spend more money now. It's not possible to do so, because if I do, then I cannot afford a new power plant. Well, it is kind of a lie. I do have 4,000 to work with, but plant nearing death. Okay. So I think that's our cue to put in a new one. I think this is a good time to say that if you enjoyed this video, please consider leaving a like. It helps me out tremendously in getting seen and shown on YouTube. Also, if you like the content, consider subscribing and you'll get my video straight to your sub feed. It's a win-win situation. I'm trying to hit 2,000 subs before the end of the year, and with your help by subscribing, I can. No pressure, of course. But back to the city. Hospital demanded. Yeah, but we cannot afford a hospital. We just built a new power plant. So the thing is running on year 50 at this point. So this one here is starting to take over now. Time running out. Clock on power is ticking. Oh, it exploded. Should I have deleted it first? No, we have the new one. Seems to work. But we're really not making all that much money anymore. We're only making $100 per year. But with that, we should, in 50 years, have made a good amount to buy a new coal power plant. The thing with this game is that everything costs money. Everything you do. If you lay down pipes, you bet you're going to pay for it. If you place down residential zones, you bet you're going to pay for it. Which is something you're not used to in the newer city building games. You really have to balance everything. But we are at 5,000 population at this point. Neighboring cities are not as big. We have the Swinton, is it called Swinton, I think? Oh, I was just trying to build a new little area here and I accidentally created a bridge. And money is starting to run a little bit dry. So hopefully we have some time left on that power plant. See, what do we have left on the power plant? We have, oh, it's only 12 years, but oh, it's at 77% capacity. Yikes. Okay, let's go out to cheetah speed and see if we can get some more people to move here. So we're making 300 a year with an estimated of 280 next year. We are all the way up in the 2000s at this point, and the city is not big, it's not great. We have 6,460 people living here. Definitely not bad either. It's not the first time I'm playing the game. I played this game like 30 minutes before I started this city, where I could not get anybody to move in. Yeah. I can't even begin to describe how weird it is playing a game that was released before I was even born. This is what my parents had to play when they were my age. That's insane to think about. Though I don't think my parents were the big gamers of their time, but essentially if they wanted to play a game, this is what they had to play as a young adult. The game is indeed fun. It's very simple, it's very simplistic, but yet so in-depth. It's definitely different to what we have now if we compare it to Cities Skylines. But I don't even think it's possible to compare a game like this to Cities Skylines. I mean, there are 30 years between those two games, and I'm talking Cities Skylines 2, of course. But my idea of what I wanted to do kind of worked in this game. Kind of worked, starting out with the small suburb area, moving into a bigger downtown area. And had I had more time, sure, I would have connected a highway, or at least tried to connect the highway up to the other big city. We are now in January of 24. I think that's actually a good time just to say pause, because that is in 2 months time. 2 months time, we are in January of 24. And this has been SimCity 2000. I had it easier going into SimCity 3000 than 2000. You can laugh at me as much as you want in the comments with all the fails that I made in this video, because I made a bunch. If I showed you all the footage I have from the half hour I tried to play this game before I eventually figured out what I did wrong, you would roll around on the floor crying at how bad I was. But I think that's kind of the fun thing about going back and trying all these older games that are, well, essentially 3 decades old at this point. It's not comparable to what we have now, but what we have now came from this era. They are all developed because of games like this. But with that, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye for now.